Hi, welcome to Spotlight. I'm Keri Murphy. Are you one of those women entrepreneurs who has built something that you're truly proud of? You're a leader in your community. You are doing what makes you feel great, but there is a part of you that is screaming because you are busting at the seams. You are at capacity, and you're at a place right now where your business is starting to cost you your health, your time, your resources, and you're not sure what to do. I'm so excited to introduce you to my good friend, Dr. Kiersten Quest, who knows this better than most, who has worked with hundreds and thousands of organizations and business owners just like you, and is going to shed some light on how you can not only bust through the seams successfully, but really create a life that is easier. So Kiersten, thank you so much for joining us. I'm very excited to have this conversation because as a woman business owner, I know the pain. I get it.
No kidding, right?
Yes.
Keri, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're welcome. So, Dr. Quest, I know that you've done a lot of research on women and business. Kind of give us a state of the union with women in business right now and where we're at.
Absolutely. I mean, we certainly have made a lot of progress, and in fact, women-owned businesses are growing at twice the rate of men-owned businesses, which is exciting.
That's amazing.
It's
yeah,
really
that's really
exciting,
good news.
right?
Yeah.
At the same time, women-owned businesses still are not making the headway in revenue and sales dollars that we could. Right. So less than 4% of women-owned businesses cross the $500,000 sales mark per year.
Which I have to just say, that actually kind of blows my mind.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think because when you get to a certain level in business, everyone around you seems to be making 7 figures and 6 figures, and you're like, what am I doing wrong?
I'm alone.
I can't even break 6. I feel like so many women feel that way.
Absolutely.
That's just remarkable to me.
Absolutely. And it's compared to over 11% for men.
Okay.
So there's a significant difference.
Yeah.
And only less than 2% of women make it over the $1 million mark.
Wow.
So only 2%. 6% of men make it over the $1 million sales mark, but only under 2% of women make it under the $1 million mark.
That's really
or over the $1 million.
That's really amazing to me, and it's a little sad because I feel like women were so brilliant. I mean, we do so much, and we build businesses. Not that men don't, but we really build businesses from such a passionate place.
Well, that's part I think of the issue is that we go into business with somewhat different purpose. Right. So it's very heart-centered generally. It's in part to allow for variety of our responsibilities in life, to be able, so we can be mothers that we want to be and part of the community, and there's a lot of things that women want to do. And a lot of women go into business to facilitate all of those different interests. But what I find even more important to consider is that when women earn money, they tend to invest more in their children's education, healthcare, and the communities they live in. So when women earn money, the communities rise up.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
And so when we don't earn money, our communities don't do so well.
Absolutely. We're missing out on some huge opportunities globally. I mean, this is a global opportunity.
And we're all aware of the wage gap. And even though in women-owned businesses, we get to set our wage and we get to create our value, there's still a gap.
There's still a gap.
Why is that, and how can we close that?
Well, it's a complex issue, and because women are so diverse, so it really does depend on the women business owner, what the challenge is. But there are a couple things that I've found that are big challenges to making sure that we're making the money that our businesses represent, or the value that our businesses represent.
Sure.
So one of the key issues is that, and opportunities, is that we need to really have a mindset of opportunity rather than of necessity. So to look at things from a place of what could be, what's possible, rather than a place of protection, like not wanting to take too much of my family's money to invest in my business.
Oh,
and
that's
a
so
huge issue.
good. That is a huge issue.
Yeah. More women use personal savings and credit cards and personal loans to finance their business than, of course, the men do.
So what do men do?
They finance it through their business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are other tips that we can look at as we're looking to grow our business, and it just feels like, again, there's such joy around it still, we're still happy with it, but we just feel like we don't have the resources.
Right.
We're at our wits' end. We don't have time. Right. And isn't that why we build businesses? We build businesses for freedom to be with our children and to have this lifestyle. So what do you see as one of the things that can be a catalyst to helping us create that? Besides mindset, and that is very, very important, is that mindset piece.
Right, and I just want to reiterate the importance of the mindset, because it's thrown around a lot right now, and it's not a fluffy thing.
No.
Mindset's everything. So that is the first thing. But the second thing is, once you get the mindset, you have to be clear about what you're trying to achieve. And what we're finding when we look at women-owned businesses is that we might have one perspective when we start our business. We might have a certain vision for what we think we can attain. And then as we start to grow, that vision expands, right?
Yes, it does.
Right.
Yes, it does.
But our practices don't always keep up with the expansion of our vision, right? So then the second thing you have to do is really take a strategic viewpoint of your business and have some discipline around this strategy. So I have a friend who has an amazing business, and it's growing beyond capacity. And we were just talking the other day, and she was saying, well, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, but I can't, because every time I want to go do it, someone's calling me, or I'm catching something, or someone's doing something the way that we said we weren't going to do.
Right.
And so she's constantly being pulled back into the operations of her business, which is not unusual.
That's actually really, really common, is most women business owners can't let go of the operations to really work what I say in their genius, to really do what they do best.
Yeah. So the way out of that trap is to spend some time getting clear about your strategy and writing it down, making sure you're incorporating things like, what are the real challenges of my business, right? What are the real challenges, and not ignoring them or powering through them, but saying, is there something we could do to actually fix the way we're doing business? And
instead of just like sweeping it under the rug. I mean, or, like, it's not here, I don't want to see it.
Right, so sometimes it's the sweeping under the rug, and sometimes I find, especially for women entrepreneurs, we just like put on our Wonder Woman outfit,
right,
and just think we can
bust through it. We can keep going and keep going.
Right, and you know what? Generally, we have. But if our vision is expanding, and if we want more and more women to reach those $500,000 and $1 million marks, which I think is critical to the future
of our world. Yes.
I actually do. Then, darn it, we've got to figure out how to think differently about it. And so strategic planning does help you do that and gives you clarity. And what I like to say is it helps you really understand the vital force of your business. What is absolutely necessary for you to grow your business? And then everything else, it doesn't matter. It's for someone else to do.
Right.
Right?
I love that. The vital force. I feel like a little like Star Wars coming in.
That's right.
But it is really important to get clear on what's important to you. And I do agree, just because I've been an entrepreneur for almost 20 years, that strategy and discipline. I feel like men look at things with, strategic eye, and they can be very disciplined, and that doesn't mean that we're not. It's just that it's a muscle that usually isn't practiced enough, right? It doesn't get worked out enough because we're just doing so many different things.
Well, I would even say, Keri, that it's a strength of ours, right? To be able to do so many things is such a strength. And I laugh sometimes when I'm doing, I work, I go do this, and then on the way home I stop at 6 stores, and I'm home in time to make dinner, pick up the kids. Right?
And you have 2 kids, so this is something that you really understand.
And I laugh sometimes. I say, I don't, excuse me for any of the men watching, but I don't know a man who can do that. That's all I have to say.
And we'll leave it at that. Let's just try
but because that's a strength.
Yeah.
And so to have that strength, then it's hard to let go of the ability to do all of these things, because it kind of gets you high, like, I can do this and I can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I said, look what I can do. Yeah.
Right. So it is
but what's the cost
new
of that,
muscle.
too? What is the cost of trying to do and be everything in your life?
That's right.
You know, and I do see so many business owners, too, Kiersten, who they can't let go. They don't know how to delegate. They feel like the business is truly reliant on them. And that is something that we set up. Right? That is a mindset. And I agree with you 100%. Mindset, building up that CEO muscle, having strategy and discipline is so important to breaking those boundaries, those ceilings that we should be breaking through, because women are doing amazing things in the world. And what I love, love, love about you is not only your brilliance in working with women through this process, Kiersten, but your commitment to helping 1 million moms reach $1 million. Now, let me just say that one more time. 1 million moms to $1 million. Tell me about that. Like, where did that come from, and how do you see this rolling out?
Okay. Well, you want the real story?
I really do.
So, I go on a hike with my business every year. I give myself some space, 2 hours once a year, just like, what do you have to tell me, business? It's not that woo-woo, honestly. I just kind of walk into the woods and say, all right, where am I going?
Yeah.
And not too long ago, the answer that came back, just this thought popped into my head, and it was, if we're going to change the world, we've got to make a difference. We have to get more power, and money is power, and we're not making the money to the level that we can. And I'm talking about moms and women. And so 1 million moms to $1 million jumped into my head.
Yeah.
And I am absolutely committed to doing whatever part I can to help women grow their businesses, expand their vision, and make a difference in their communities, because, as the Dalai Lama says, it's Western women that will save the world.
I am with you, and I do agree that when we can train and teach and empower and educate and support one woman to $1 million, if we can scale your business and help you grow, you're able to then teach someone else and teach someone else. And so I don't see you doing this alone, right? And that is a big part, too, of building a business and reaching any goal, right, is community.
Absolutely, which is another pillar that you have to really expand. And I think women do this really well, reach out to community to
You do?
Serve.
Okay.
To serve, but not to get help, right? I say, I don't know a business owner or entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur who calls uncle.
Right, yes, right? It's true. That is so true.
We just dig in, keep going, and I think we're doing ourselves a disservice, because I think we do better in community, and we do others a disservice. And Claire Zammit, who really is a powerhouse, right?
Yes.
And women in feminine leadership, says, you don't become yourself by yourself. And I
love
absolutely see that as truth. Yeah.
I adore you. I adore your mission, and I know there are many women out there, Kiersten, that need your support and help. So please tell us, how can we get more Dr. Kiersten Quest? How can we get your help?
I have just launched a new program which really allows for women to walk through the strategic planning process, and so that's the Business Expansion Catalyst program. And you can find it on my website, which is maxpotentials.com. I also, probably more helpful for the short term, is I have a little business quiz that lets you know exactly where your business is in the growth curve, and gives you some really helpful immediate steps that you can take to address current pain and allow you to expand to the next step.
Love it. Thank you so much. So head over to maxpotentials.com, take the quiz, find out where your business is, and if we can serve you, if Kiersten can help you reach that 7 figures or 6 figures in your business, then you are well on your way of helping other people do the same. And isn't that what life is all about? Because when you are inspired, you inspire others. And if you liked this interview, please share it. Please share it with someone else, because it's all about community and helping more people get to where they want in life. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.